Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the BSC Season 3. And yes, we have put NASCARs at COTA. It is the national circuit, so it is the shorter layout, 2.3 miles, 3.702 kilometers in length. And we are running for 25 laps. We are here for the copycat 25. We'll see if people can figure out why it's called the Copycat 25. I'm Jace Parfitt, going to be joined in the booth by one Mr. Kenton Sportak here this evening, but we can bring you up to date with the championship points. Alex Witt is out in front, currently on 82 points with Dan Michel on 80. Then we've got Cody Kern on 78, closely followed by Andrew Jamelin on 77 and Terry Spainhour on 75, with Noel Jakowitz on 65 and Josh Keefe on 60. Trenton Kimmel also on 60. Then behind that, we've got Rob Sizemore, Seth Pegg, Brandon McClutland, David Trogdon, Calvin Ross, Armand Brusso, Bradley Young, Tom Kuhn, Anthony Reid, and Jeffrey Reid in behind them. Terry W, Sawyer Gara, Josh Kuhn, Zachary Lewis, and the last one on the board is Benito Chavez here as well. Kenton, we've gone to a road circuit, which we know full well is not my favoured kind of circuit here for a NASCAR. And the only fortunate side of things is we're running the shorter layout of COTA than we do the, well, I think the initial longer layout. I'm glad they went to the shorter layout, but I'm still, you know, NASCAR on road circuits.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a little different for most of us, and COTA is, I still don't know how this one is a road circuit they actually enjoy. They basically look at track limits and then laugh and just drive 4 kilometers off the side of the track anyways, so it's a very weird track and race that way. But I think the shorter track will be a much nicer time for everyone, because it just won't feel as trying to think, boring doesn't seem like the right word, but basically there's a good chunk of the track that gets cut off that there's not a whole lot that can happen on. So I think this will add a little more excitement, a little more opportunities for passing. The little kink that happens on the backside there, I believe it's turns 6, 7, and 8, just before they turn kind of back around to head towards the finish line again, right in that area, allows for a lot of opportunities to pass, which is kind of fun. So, and then obviously the, you know, full send right into the side of someone on turn 1 that we love to see.
Yes, which we do constantly see as well. And I think even in real life cup event over the weekend, they were 5 wide going in to this corner. It didn't end well, shall we say. There was a collision, and there was somebody who is somebody who went up the inside and went wrong. Now I have just seen they were actually doing 35 laps. The schedule said initially 25, but then I've just seen the announcement for the adjustment that basically said it's gone to 35 laps on that one. So we're doing 35 laps. Come out the other day.
Yeah, it was because originally when they first announced COTA, they were doing the full-length track, so hence they wanted to keep it at 25, because obviously, you know, keeping it consistent with that. But then I believe, I can't remember who it was. I want to say it was Trenton Kimmel who brought it up and mentioned that they changed the layout for the track, so they adjusted it and then added a few more laps because it's so much shorter.
There you go. That's why.
Yeah, I literally happened to have gotten lucky and glanced at that. Saw the original comment. It's the only thing I had any clue. Otherwise, I would have been right up with you and been very confused as to why we were continuing to go after 25 laps.
That would have been quite interesting. 55% fuel has been reduced to 50%. Tyre changes have been unlimited now. Stage break will be at 10 laps. So there you go. We will do 10 laps. And then we will have a nice little stage break here. The only upside, I think, to a road circuit, and yes, there is some on this one, is the fact that we shouldn't see caution, should we?
Nope, not going to have to worry about full course cautions, which is great. We'll still probably see well, actually we won't, but I'm sure the drivers will see a yellow flag, because I can guarantee you many of ones will spin out at some point. But we won't have to worry about trying to watch for that and, take a 5-minute break while they slowly trottle around the track to clean up debris or anything like that. So thankfully it'll just be outside of lap 10, and then the couple laps after that for getting everything back going. We shouldn't have to deal with any of the big old caution fests, which will be nice. Get in, get out, go home, right?
Well, mine is get out and go to bed. You know what I mean?
Oh, fair.
You're still, what are you, 3 hours behind me or something? So you're all good, bro.
8, 9, something like that. Like, it's only 6:09 p.m. here where I am.
6:09. Okay. It was really weird actually yesterday. I was speaking to a guy who was out in Canada, and he was like, "Oh yeah, we're 3 hours behind you." Have you got like different time zones as well?
Oh, all the way across. So the next province to, I guess, my west is an hour behind us, so it's only 5:09 there. All the way out to Newfoundland, which is 4.5 hours. I don't know why it's a half hour more, but 4.5 hours ahead of us. So there it is 10:39.
10, 11, 12, 1. So that could explain where he was.
Yeah. So I know it's yeah. When people say, "Oh, Canada, it's pretty easy to get around." Yeah, no. Our country is disgustingly large. It's one of the few places I know of that someone actually figured it out. You can do it's like like 9 days worth of travel and not leave the country.
Ooh.
Just driving, not like going back and forth at all.
Think about all that land that you've got and all that spare space. We're squeezed into sheds over here because we don't have a lot of nothing at the moment, and it's quite unfortunate. We can go from one end of the country to the other in about 9 hours, I think it is, straight away over if we're driving. That is, if you're flying, it takes about an hour and a half to get from where I am to Scotland in an aeroplane. So yeah,
an hour and a half I can get to about Vancouver from here, which is not that far, one province over. But yeah, if you were to just hop on, we have what's called the Trans-Canada Highway that literally goes from one side of the country to the other, not including any of our territories, in which case that would add a whole bundle of extra time. It is about 7,476 kilometers, just that trip.
What's that in miles? Because most of us, the normal people, use miles.
Yeah, 4,645 miles.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah. So a long time.
Yeah, but I think,
not including the ferries you would have to take.
Yeah, but I would still prefer to be where you are than where I am at the moment. I've got to be honest. But there you go. We were talking in the green room. Both of us ain't happy where we are anyway. So maybe we should move and start our own place. Start our own country. From one end of where we are, from where I am to Scotland, mind you, it has just placed a dot right in the middle. It's only 471 miles. So there you go. Very, very small indeed. Then as we are in qualifying, I know we've not really talked about qualifying at the moment. It's really hard because I've been sat here for the last hour watching practice, and literally people have been going off left, right and centre, going round, spinning up, accelerating has been the main thing. They've been on the power too early and the back end's been going round. So I'm not overly worried about qualifying at the moment. I think it's going to change considerably, and I think people are going to be in a different position from where they started. Now, we're generally aware that Witt, Michelle, Jamelin, and Jakowitz, give or take, are normally road happy in this car. But we have got Savignano. Savignano? Is that right?
I will agree with you. I do not know.
Savignano in third place at the moment as well. He's new into the series this week, so he is sitting in third. That's why he's not in the championship at this moment in time. If you are here, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on the bell, say hi. We do talk back. It'll be absolutely amazing to have a nice, lovely conversation with you all beautiful people as well. But we must give a shout out to Admin Box, this season's sponsor for season number 11. So you can go and check them out at adminbox.com, I believe. And you can go and have a look and see what they do. It's very league specific what they do, especially if you run a league, but you can go and check them out nonetheless and see if there's anything there that will be able to help you with your advancements in your league running. So that would be absolutely amazing if you go and check them out as well.
You can also customize them.
Yes.
I was actually checking it out. You can customize it even as a racer.
Yeah, but I did find when I spoke to, because I had an email conversation with him, you know, and the guy was even more sort of admitting, use a power of admittance that it's more of an admin-based league situation rather than a driver situation.
Oh, 100%. But I did think, like, I was kind of like looking into it in terms of like how you can kind of adjust different things and what kind of tweaks and stuff like that, because you can make it where, I mean, obviously, yes, 100%, it's mainly focused at leagues and organizing them and race control and that kind of stuff, but like I mean, some of the stuff you can do on them is actually really cool.
They are really good. They are a good idea. And if you go over there and use BSC-box, BOXX, you get 10% off. So there we go, off all orders. So go and check them out for us there as well. Qualifying is coming to the end. A few people have not set times. In fact, quite a lot. Jeffrey Reed, Terry W, TJ, David Trugton, Brandon McLaughlin is not set a time, and he's not even on there at the moment. Rob Sizemore and Josh Kuhn have not set a time either. I think the lack of times show just how tough this circuit's going to be on off tracks and how tough I think people are finding it. You know, you're going from 200 miles an hour in an oval to literally having to slow, brake, turn left and turn right. It's not something these drivers are used to.
No, it is a little new, so I'm curious who I mean, we'll be able to see very quickly who was actually practicing, because these, unlike, you know, some of the ovals like Atlanta, Daytona, and, well, most longer mid to long ovals, where you don't really need to practice, you can kind of just show up and drive. This is one of those ones where you can't really do that. Like, you actually have to practice it. Otherwise, you're going to end up going very sideways very quickly and very off track quite often. Now, it's hard to get disqualified in a league race when it comes to your actual off tracks or, you know, incident points and stuff like that causing problems for you, but it might cause problems in taking other cars or losing positions and falling down the order. So you want to try and avoid that if you can.
Absolutely. There's a grid for the race. Alex Witt on pole, Dan Michel sitting in second, Anthony Savignano in third, Andrew Jamelin in fourth, then Noel Jakowitz, Sawyer Gara, then Josh Kuhn, Cody Kern, Trenton Kimmel, Trenton Smith, Armand Brousseau and Brandon McLaughlin round out in the top 12. Then Brandon starts to be able to know times. TJ, Josh Keefe, Rob Sizemore, David Trugton, Jeff Reed and Terry W. Spainhour. So ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be up and running very, very shortly indeed. You see, we are starting out on the back part of the circuit, literally from turn 12, before we go 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 and then 20. But we've got 35 laps of action here to go. So let's see what goes on and whether or not it's going to work out for these people. Is everybody going to finish this race, Kenton?
I would be shocked if someone didn't finish this race, but it would not be the most shocking if someone crashed out a few times and just kind of fell behind and, I don't want to say gave up, but just, you know, wasn't their day. Would not be the most surprising thing. I guess we'll have to sort of see how this goes, I think most of these guys, though, should make it to the end.
You reckon?
I think so. There's less walls to hit. Still are some, but unlike Daytona, where you're going to hit a wall doing 250 and then 3 other cars are going to hit you, it's a little easier to kind of get out of a problem here, where there's a lot more runoff than most walls or on an oval.
I totally agree. Right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to find out very, very shortly as the Porsche safety car will go off to the left-hand side. I'm surprised they don't use the NASCAR truck. The truck does look cool. And here we go for what will be the start of this race. Alex Witt's going to bring them round. Dan Michel looks like he has crashed because he's ran wide, and now he's trying to get his way back to where he started from in second place. Ladies and gentlemen, the copycat 35 is green, 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 and Alex Witt's going to lead us away going into turn 1. This is where it's all going to be kicking off. Is people going to dive up the inside? They're not. Witt's going to take the lead at the moment. Samiano in behind it with Dan Michel sitting in third. Noel Jakowitz is in fourth place, and looks like people have all made it through cleanly. It's really only the top half that have gained positions from about 6th. Cody Kern up 2 places with Josh Kuhn, Sawyer Gara, Trenton Kibble, Trenton Smith in behind that, with Rob Sizemore, TJ a little bit further back, finding it hard. But at the moment, everybody makes it through cleanly. Kenton, we're up and running. Lap 1, Alex Witt leading the way.
Yeah, I mean, Alex got a great jump. Dan Michel seemed kind of off. I think it was just with the combination of having to get caught back up.
Unfortunately for Sawyer Gara and Cody Kern, they did get caught up, but they got caught up together. Gara coming through. Oh, you're going to miss your braking point here, sir, because you're going to go in like a banshee. Lock up, bang. Unfortunately for Sawyer Gara, and the 23 car there could not get out of the way quick enough, and Sawyer couldn't get that big old beast stopped. One of the problems, isn't it? You can't brake late almost, because you are going to end up missing your braking points altogether.
Yeah, and unlike most sport cars, when it comes to racing on road, the brakes on that's going to, ooh, that was almost right into the side of them. These cars don't slow down well. No. They are not known for braking. Shocking to know that oval cars don't like to stop. As
Brusso goes round.
Yep.
That was at the hands of
Can't
Cody
park
Kern.
there, bud.
Yeah, at the hands of Cody Kern. Jeffrey Reed has also crashed. Terry W's been off the circuit quite a few times by the looks of it. Jeffrey Reed as well. There's been a few people that have had a bit of a nightmare already. But Trenton Smith sitting in that 73 Oklahoma car as well, making it and holding on and doing a great job coming through the right hander of turn 3, 4 and 5 before we go through the left hander of turn 6. Here we go through now, and then we're going to go left again. Straight line that chicane, really. How are we going to be affected here by off tracks? Because we know that NASCAR don't really seem to worry about it. Sawyer Gara has just got up the inside of us after we just missed our braking point there, Mr. Smith. NASCAR don't really seem to be as worried about it as iRacing will be. Surely these guys are going to be in a little bit of trouble if they start taking these wide off-track lines.
I mean, this track is super weird in that they do allow quite a wide gap anyway, normally. I think for a lot of them, it's just as long as your tires stay on the red and yellow, fine. It's a really odd, because yeah, like you said, in the real life version of this race, like you can on this corner, or even this corner coming up here at the end, I think this is turn 17, you can go like all the way out. Basically, if there's concrete or asphalt underneath your feet or underneath those tires, you can drive on it in the NASCAR ones. I know it's a little more stickler for a lot of other races. That ended up actually cleaner than I expected. Like you could go all the way out to the right on there and basically into the rocks and still be okay. but I know iRacing it's a little stiffer than that. So, I mean, it's going to come down to, I think, discretion of the race control itself here on adding actual black flags and slowdowns, because I know it's an off track, but they don't really give slowdowns at this track. It's not like where you go to, what is it, Spa, where if you slightly go too far over going up Radillon and En Rouge, you're gonna have like a 3-day wait to try and come back down the time that you're slapped with. But with here, they just usually give an off track, and I don't think they're gonna care too much, as long as it's not like completely egregious and they're cutting across like the grass there. They should be okay.
Yeah, Trenton Smith has not been okay at the moment. Oh, neither is you.
Rod Sizemore.
Rod Sizemore there in the 56. Sporting a new livery, is he not?
See that? Yeah, they still kept the red, but there's a new aspect to it. What's this? Atrium Health Children's? Something Children's Health? Maybe Children's Hospital, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And it says go Parker go, so I'm assuming there's something going on.
Yeah. I'm presuming that is associated with something. Go 56 says Wizard. Right at the moment you put 56, he went round. Hence the dynamite bit on there, because you did go round after you said it. So if anybody's to blame, it's you on that one, Wizard. That's got nothing to do with us up in the booth here for an absolute change. Through the S's we go, through the right, through the left, stay away from that. That is a very bad sausage curb. Stay away from that as well. Now through the left-hander but turns number 6, through 7 and 8, coming out 9, 10, because apparently the circuit doesn't, it goes from 6 to 12, which is quite interesting, which is where we are now, and then into, ooh, not good. Cody Kern almost slamming up and stopping. One of the things I was fearful of is one of the things that's kind of taking shape at the moment. They're all getting a little bit spread out and nobody's really fighting anyone.
Yeah, sorry. Billy Cooper, I don't know if you saw that. Go Parker is a 5-month-old with a heart problem. So that makes sense. Okay. Now we know why.
No, yes, being I'm in the UK and you're from Canada and we don't follow each other's news, I don't know who we are talking about.
Yep, I think that's more of an American thing, not something I know much about, unfortunately. But best of luck to Parker. But yeah, in this, it's kind of the downside to this track or any real road course. I think outside of, Watkins Glen gets kind of your best close-ish racing of any of the road circuits we'll be at. We haven't been at Charlotte Road that I remember, at least. But yeah, this one's kind of, ooh, that was a huge sausage curb hit by Noel Jackowitz there. But it's a little difficult here just because there's so many corners that it makes it a lot trickier to stay up next to somebody or close to someone. Whereas, places like Watkins Glen, they have a lot less corners. There's a lot more high speed, not as many like tight corners. Like here, there's some nasty corners even in like an F1 car to go on around here. So it's a little tricky for some of these cars.
Yeah, absolutely. As we see Cody Kern and the 81, Brandon McLaughlin, Brandon McLaughlin did go through, but then unfortunately has just, I believe, lost that position as well. And Cody Kern passed Brandon McLaughlin, Trenton Smith passed Sawyer Gara, Josh Keefe passed Sawyer Gara as well, and that could have something to do with the fact that Sawyer Gara made a mistake. There's the pink car further up the road. What have you been up to? Oh, you're in the wall. That's never good. Did you get help there, though? Did TJ give you a little love tap? Nope.
Just oversped the corner.
Yeah, and unfortunately for you, you are out and off. Trenton Kimmel, Josh Keefe, Dan Michel's also crashed, apparently. Oh. Is he crashed, or is this just going to run slow into one? Oh, he's done a bit of everything. Overshot
Slow
it.
off.
Yeah.
Oh, little too much throttle, not enough brake.
Yeah, Josh Keefe.
Also, I think the reason that the track jumps from like turn 8 to turn 12 is technically that turn 12 is the actual turn 12 on the full length track.
Yeah, it is. Normally it runs from 11 down in the hairpin to 12, but they didn't go with corner numbers from turn 6, which would be technically 7, 8, 9 to the left-hander, which is where we are now. And then, unfortunately, we would carry on the short layout of 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we wouldn't be matching up. Ooh, steady. These boys locking up 77 degrees in Texas at the moment, by all accounts, on March the 2nd, 2025. So there we go. It's quite a hot one. Armand Brusso's look like he's just made a mistake. I've got a funny feeling this could be the fact of him just running deep into turn 1. A little bit worried he's a bit all over the track at the moment, but I think he's just gone in deep into 1. Oh, yep. And completely got it all wrong there, unfortunately, for Armand Brusso. So he's another one, but a few other people going off the side of the circuit. I dread to think their off-track count here, Kenton. We can give you a rough idea, but please don't take this as golden due to the fact that our machine does accelerate, should we say, the off-track count.
Yeah. I'm very curious to look at the incident points at the end of this one after with all the hopping and going deep and not quite coming to a stop properly before I got hitting a corner. So it'll be very interesting. But usually it's fairly high at this track compared to a lot of other ones.
Yeah, it does look like we've lost Terry W.
Oh, I don't know if he started actually. Oh no, he did 3 laps.
He did 3 laps. So somewhere Terry's gone and made a boo-boo. What did you do? Oh, hold on. He went off track here. I don't think. Oh, he's in YouTube chat. They need to bulldoze this track. Could it be a skill issue more than a track issue, Terry? I'm not a lover of this circuit, but I am wondering if it's more of a skill-based situation rather than a track design situation. I think this could be the one where we finally ended up terminating ourselves here. Do you think that could be the situation with Terry? Do you think that might be a
I mean,
thing?
It's a difficult track. I cannot, like, I can't do this track. I cannot drive this track. I don't know what it is. It is like, you know, everyone always talks about, oh, this is my track. This is my track. This is not my track.
No.
I cannot get this track right. I don't know why. Nothing about this track ever feels good. It always feels terrible.
Yeah. Oh, there's the end. Bang.
Yeah, that'll ruin your day.
Yeah, and that's when Terry W retired and jumped straight back to pit lane.
My talent ran out. Been there.
Yeah, me too. Cody Kern and TJ still fighting out through the S's. It just doesn't suit these cars. Like I was watching the race over the weekend, and it didn't feel right. It became peanut butter, but it had Vegemite with it. You know what I mean? It just doesn't feel right. It doesn't look right. It doesn't. No, it's just not right.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's not my favorite track to be driving, period, but let alone NASCAR. If we're gonna do road courses with NASCAR, like, I actually don't mind Watkins Glen. It's a little more geared at it, has those wider kind of turning areas, has the nice, more looping corners, not so tight. Like, just like turn 1 is disgusting. Turn technically 17 is just brutal. But outside of like the S's, every corner feels like it's a hard, you know, slow corner, and these cars just really are not made for that kind of stuff. Whereas at least, you know, with, like I said, with Watkins Glen, like, it's big, long corners. You're not having to like slam on the brakes to turn, you know, a hairpin. You're not really doing that there. So like at least that's kind of makes the flow a little smoother. I find with here it's just there's no flow. It's just a constant battle against each corner the whole time.
Yeah, coming up to the end of the stage. We are on lap 9 already, which is gone quite quick, to be blatantly honest, as we're on board with Cody Kern. Alex Witt should come round the corner and take the stage victory. He's got 2 more corners to go in that Bucky's livery machine. There we go. Can't remember, I think it was Busey's or something I called it last time. But there we go. As he goes over the line, it's going to go, should go to stage.
Maybe.
No? Yes.
There it is. Okay.
There we go. Goes to stage, and Alex Witt is your winner with Savinano, Michelle, Jakowicz, Jamie Lynn Kuhn, Kimmel, Brandon McLaughlin, Cody Kern, and David Trugden will be the final 10 on your stage wins. So Alex Witt will pick up the first 10 points of the season. I'm probably going to be able to grab him for a quick chat before he goes in pit lane, because he's going to be halfway round the circuit. So let's have a chat with your stage 1 winner, Mr. Alex Witt. Alex, welcome in.
How you doing?
I'm all right, mate. How are you?
Could be better. A little sick right now, but doesn't hurt to win a stage. I wasn't super confident in my pace. Didn't do a lot of practice, but luckily I've been able to hold them off. I can tell that they're coming, so it's gonna be tricky in the second one.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. The problem is my fear of everybody kind of spreading out at the moment is what's happening. So I'm glad the stage has come out right at the site, right at the right time here for this as well. Just how difficult is it out there on a road circuit?
In this car, very difficult generally, but especially here, it's very awkward. A lot of S turns where you're just trying to balance the car right on the edge. It's really tricky.
Yeah, not going in pit lane, or is it not open?
Still closed. I'll have to catch the pace car here.
Okay. All right, mate. Well done on stage. What's the chances of seeing you in victory lane?
I don't know. I mean, there's a chance. I'm gonna have to do some defending, I think, but we'll see.
Okay, bud. Well, enjoy yourself. They're coming thick and fast behind you. They're going to be even closer. So have a good one, mate, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Thank you.
He said it's got to catch the pace car, but I just not see the pace car come out of pit lane now.
I was just thinking that. I was like, oh, there it is. There he is. Driving right through Dan Michelle right now.
As if it's just not there whatsoever. There we go.
I still want them to make it solid. I would love to see that happen.
I don't want it solid. Jesus.
I do, just for the chaos that would be caused.
All I hear is, in my head, Tom Cruise being told to hit the pace car. It's a... If you haven't seen Days of Thunder, please go and watch it. Epic film.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, go hit the pace car. Hit the pace car, hit the pace car. Why? Because you've hit every goddamn other thing tonight. You might as well hit that too. There we go. Famous line, of course, from that one. Yeah, James, tricky. What's tricky?
This track, I'm assuming.
I'm assuming it's this track. See, the thing is, Terry, as much as I love you, dude, and you know this, I do feel that your hate for road circuits may have come into this at the same time as mine did. So the fact that you don't like road circuits, and I think that's been documented in YouTube chat last season, if I'm not mistaken, that you didn't like them before you come and joined us on the road on the racetrack, might have something to do why you've ended up in a wall. I don't know about you, Kenton, but that's probably possibly a reason.
There may be that possibility that your disdain leads to frustration and then waltz.
Yes.
I know mine does.
Yeah, definitely. I don't. Whenever I see this, I don't like it. But on the upside, it is the only road circuit we are going to this season, which is always good. And of course, we're going to my favourite track that I will be on, Martinsville. So I've been accosted into driving that one. That will be very, very interesting. We've got no road. Oh, yes, we have. We finished road circuit at Watkins Glen on August the 12th. And then the next one is Charlotte Roval on October the 7th. And that is it. So 3.
So you get to drive Martinsville. Have you ever won at Martinsville?
Have I ever won? It's funny enough, I have. I have won at Martinsville, believe it or not. It's just like you driving in Daytona. Have you ever won at Daytona, Kenton?
Luckily enough, I have.
There you go.
That actually probably is the best win I'm ever going to get.
Yeah, me too.
Is winning there, and yeah, that's.
I think the interesting fact that Brusso said, why didn't you come and join? Oh, Alex Wick did not take anything. He can't have taken tyres in 6.4 seconds. Not at Hope.
No. To be fair, I mean, I don't really need tires, I don't think.
Oh, you do?
But
the real life race,
well, they're going to have to pit again.
Shredded them. Well, maybe.
They're going to have to pit again, so I could see him waiting.
Well, yeah, maybe. Yes, I think Armour Brusso laid down the fact, he said, come and drive Martinsville with us and get somebody else in the booth. So that's what I'm doing on April 1st. Is it April 1st? No, it can't be April 1st. That's not very far away. Yeah, it is April 1st. And so, yeah, on April 1st, Terry W., I will be out there with you, teaching you all how to drive Martinsville. Why the chuckle, Kenton?
I was just immediately, I'll teach you how to drive.
Yeah, don't
Just
forget, I'm
makes me
an MX 500 winner at Martinsville.
Like, there's not quite as much power in an MX-5 as a next-gen NASCAR. I could be wrong.
You will see.
Got a feeling.
You will see the ability that will come through on that one. Watkins Glen is okay. Yeah, I agree. The only good thing as well is Chicago on the real life schedule this season.
Chicagoland, or like, not Chicagoland,
circuit.
Chicago Street Circuit? I actually don't know. I don't think so, because it's not on here. In our schedule, at least, as far as I see.
Let's have a look. Is it
There's
on?
Chicagoland Speedway.
Well, guys, it seems a perfect time while they're trundling around on yellow flags to have a quick word from our sponsors. Okay, that was from our sponsors, Admin Box. Please go check them out as well. Don't forget to use BSC-Box for 10% off all orders. Now, normally we follow the IRL race schedule, and at the moment I cannot find whether or not Chicago is on the IRL race schedule. So let's see if we can find out whether or not it's going to be on the Cup Car schedule for this season. Phoenix, Vegas, Homestead, Martinsville, Darlington, Bristol, Dega, Texas, Kansas, Wilkes.
July 5th is in real life.
When?
July 5th. Is the race. July 5th, 6th weekend of 2025 is when they're in Chicago at Grant Park for the Chicago Street Race.
Yes.
But
we're not.
Yeah, I don't see it for us in that same time frame. We're at North Wilkesboro Speedway.
Yeah, and then we go straight to Chicago.
Yeah, Chicagoland Speedway. Yeah, so not quite the same.
No, we're not. We're not going to
I'm
Chicago
not
Street. We're going to
upset about it.
No,
So
me neither. To be blatantly honest. So there we go. Yeah, 5th and 6th of July, they're at Grant Park for Chicago. So if you want to go check them out, you can do. If you live anywhere nearby, good luck. Enjoy yourself. So there we go. And if you like NASCAR on road, well,
James will be right beside you, watching it with you,
no,
enjoying it.
No, I won't. I could think of 10 things better. And the first one would be sitting watching paint dry. I would happily do that.
That's fair.
Yeah, rather
That's
than
fair.
watch this. Watch Chicago land or Chicago on street circuits. I think a little bit of you, though, feels like you want to watch it just to see what would happen and the carnage that takes place.
We did Chicago last year with these guys. We did do a Chicago race. I remember because we had a colored car wheel group.
What?
There was some
what?
the specific colored wheel team.
Yeah. Yeah.
Caused some chaos in that one.
Yeah. We'll see what goes on, and we'll find out here as well. On board with Alex Witt, led 11 laps in first, started first, hasn't gone anywhere on the racetrack, but is led 11 laps as we go into the final 23. So he's literally led every single one right up until stage. Pace car will be peeling in very, very shortly indeed. And then we'll be on that final run for the final 23 laps here. Shouldn't take us too long, I don't think. I don't think this first half has taken us very long at all. Taken us about half an hour to get the first set, I think, done and dusted to come to the end of the pace lap. Witt waits again. Dan Michel does make it round the final corner this time without any dramatics. Alex Witt does go, and once more we are up and running, and it is green, green, green. Going into turn number one, you see the cars spread out already. There's a big old dive. Ah, Terry! Oh! Misses Noel Jakowitz by literally a hair. Andrew Chamberlain in there. No is in there. Samiano's in there. David Trogdon, Sizemore. TJ is... Whoa, he's all the way down the back end at the moment. I think he might have hit somebody else at the same time. Did he go off with Brandon McLaughlin? Because he misses the first one. He misses Noel Jakowitz by millimeters, I think. Just there. So he then goes round. Where does Brandon McLaughlin come into all of this then? Oh, I don't like this. And unfortunately, between the two of them, they've ended up making contact on that one. Not a good look. Don't forget to refresh the paints. I have, Lydia. Why am I not refreshing? Right.
Wait,
I don't know.
You have the wrong paint?
I don't know. Trading paints has been well funky with me lately. So, we'll see. I know the last 3 broadcasts it's gone a little bit wrong. Josh Kuhn and Trenton Kimmon are running practically side by side at the moment. There is the 52 as we're on board with Kuhn. He's just gone up the inside of Kimmel, and he goes through. We'll wait for all the other paints to refresh themselves, but TJ's still in the same one. I'm not quite sure what I'm missing.
I don't know. That's the same one I have too.
Yeah, not quite sure what we're missing. Dan Michel under pressure from Saviano. Alex Witt out in front by 1.6 seconds at the moment. Saviano seems to be doing a great job chasing down Dan Michel. But don't do that. Stay off them, or put both wheels either side and ride it in the middle. Through the left-hander at 6 we go, into technically 7, 8, 9. But we are going to go on the run up to turn 12, which is the left-hander. Saviano putting him under. Yay. Very, very close there.
Yeah, a little dicey. Is trying to really check out the back of that Chevy there. Just really wanted to read all the sponsorships. That's all it was.
Very, very close. Kuhn, Keefe, and Kimmel. And then Joshua Kuhn a little bit further up. The 23 of Cody Kern goes through. Is he going to try that shallower line? He is. He's going to make Keefe go wide. Keefe's got it wrong. And unfortunately for him, it loses the place to Cody Kern. Now Kern is going to gain a place over Kimmel, partly due to doing that, unfortunately, for Trenton Kimmel. And now Kern again. Is he going to be able to scare Joshua Kuhn off the side of the circuit, as he has done so well, the others in behind him? But Josh at the moment still running, keeps sitting in behind Cody Kern, doing a good job. That is the right paint. It is, isn't it? I don't know what Lydia's on. Oh, Saviano and Damichel make contact. He looked like he just absolutely T-boned him, man.
I'm not sure. It doesn't look like he just got slowed down enough. He went up the inside and, yep.
Do you know the weirdest thing for me, for Anthony, right, is not the fact that he's hit him. It's the fact at one point he steers for the apex, right, which he would have missed him now, there, and then turns right and hits him.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Like, he already had the apex covered there. So he dives for the apex in a minute. There.
I think he got loose. Because you could see it, like, it was like he goes left and then snaps back right. I think he had a little bit of oversteer and caught himself, but then kind of turned back. And unfortunately, it just wasn't going to make that corner anymore and flipped down.
Yeah. Rob up beside Armour Brusso, and then Gara in further up, David Trogdon. Brusso's just puffed up smoke, got it all wrong there. And unfortunately for him, he has lost that place to Rob Sizemore. Armour Brusso sporting a new livery as well. Famous Amour.
Famous Amos.
Oh. There's me turning it into a French word, and it ain't even French.
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah, Famous Amos. They make decent cookies.
Good. Kimmel Gara running side by side up into turn number 1. 19 laps to go here. Gara in the pink livery machine, the Pepto livery. Is he going to get that stopped, mind you? He is. Great run from Gara. And poor old Kimmel, right? He must be really annoyed because he stares at the back of that car and it says, "You seem upset."
That's great.
That would drive me crazy looking at it, wouldn't it? "You seem upset. Are you okay? Do you need a cuddle?" Through the S's, through the left-hander. This is the one they've been all straight line in here. I'll be interested to know the counts on that. Kimmel takes a very lot of curb on the inside there. So, yeah, I wonder how their count's getting on, because my count machine I do not want to trust whatsoever due to the fact that I've got Anthony Saviano on about 30 off tracks already, but I think that could be a little bit incorrect.
We're hoping so, at least. Could be correct.
I think he would have had a drive-through by now.
Not in league races.
Yeah.
You can adjust that. They might.
See what it is, but I think it is 17, isn't it?
Incident count penalties, none. Incident count DQ limit, no limit.
Ah, so there you go. Maybe they are just running infinite on everything. Go for it. So they have literally opened up the whole track to be jumped, skipped and hopped as much as they like here at COTA on the West Circuit or the National Circuit, depending on what you want to call it. Dan Michel under pressure. We're absolutely flying out in front again, and 7.5 seconds.
Yeah, I feel like he's got a weird statement about him being not sure if he's going to be able to hold the win. He's going to be under pressure, and he's definitely not been under pressure at all this entire race. Kind of just took off, and that was that.
He escaped. There you go. He absolutely escaped and done a run up down the road there as well. The limits was not enough for me. No, that was your own ability limit, Terry. That was your own ability limit, I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with that one. It's definitely a choice. Talent limit, I guess, maybe more so than anything. I have many talent limits when it comes to that. So usually after turn 1.
I don't know. I don't really want to attempt this week.
Me neither. I looked at ovals, saw they were here, and I went, nope.
But they're only here till today. Joshua Keefe,
No.
unfortunately, or have they just started
this whole week,
Kota
is it not?
this week?
That's this week, yeah. Because last week was Atlanta.
Oh, Josh Keefe gonna run in deep. Looks like spin that back end round. There we go. Get a little bit squirrely, and unfortunately for Keefe, into the wall. Is it all week? Oh man,
I believe so.
Yeah, because it is technically a Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
So let's have a look just to make sure. No, trucks are here as well. Ooh, that means they've got to be here if the trucks are here. No, NASCAR Xfinity's at Phoenix.
Yeah, but no one cares about Xfinity.
Everybody cares about Xfinity.
It's not next gen, is it really a race?
Maybe. Maybe.
Oh, fun.
Trucks would be cool though. I think trucks would be a proper IRSR gainer. You know what I mean? I think if you can master the trucks at a road circuit, you could just use it at Kota and then go for it. That's it, all the way through. Come on, Martinsville, James. Yeah, I'm in agreement, mate. That's because you just want to see me on the racetrack, Terry. That's all it is. You just want to stare at my booty as you follow me around the race circuit. Ooh. So confident. I better not crash now, innit? Otherwise, I'm going to look a right lemon.
Yeah, I was gonna say, ooh, that's them's fighting words.
Yeah. Jeffrey Reed, unfortunately, looks like he's out there having an absolute torrid time. This poor young man's crashed a couple of times, and it looks like he's done it again. Is he going to do this all on his own? He hears that back end's coming round. You've just accelerated while rotating the machine. And unfortunately for Jeff Reed, he has gone round. He's jumped back to pit lane. He's had enough. Saviano, however, has not had enough of staring at the back end of Dan Michel's bum, and is now going to chase him through the rest of this lap, probably for the rest of this race, and bump him in the meantime.
Yeah, give him a couple. It's a straight, mostly. Just a little love tap or 2. Or 3. Maybe 4.
Or off the track altogether, like that.
Yeah, just... Oh! Stayed out of his way, though.
He definitely did. He gave him a little love tap. He went in a little bit hot. And through he goes, through the right hand of Dan Michel, already sliding that machine. It's going to be very, very tough here. 50% fuel, can they get to the end?
I honestly don't know, because I mean, they can definitely go 10 laps, because no one had to pit beforehand. So I'm assuming they can. But it's hard to say for sure, because things might get adjusted in some ways that they aren't going to be able to make it all the way. But they haven't had to pit yet, so it's hard to say for sure. Yeah, they're gonna have to, or no, they won't. But
So just got it wrong. Gara unfortunately got it a little bit wrong. He was having a nice little battle with Kimmel, and poor old Rod. Oh dear. I feel this is rotation of the rear end coming into turn number 12. Let's see whether or not he's going to get it stopped. No, he doesn't. Is he going to rotate it? Just about. So at least his back end stayed pointing in the right direction for Rod Sizemore. But Dan Michel and Saviano still continue to fight now through turn number 12, coming into 13, 14 as well. The double right-hander. There's one. There's the second one. And I think these guys could be battling out the right way for the rest of the race.
I think these two are going to be kind of our closest sort of battle. And it's been a pretty good one. I mean, for the most part, fairly respectable. I mean, he had the incident on turn 1, but he waited, let Dan go first, and then worried about it. So it's always good to see. Better than just running straight over him. Hopefully they continue to do that.
And not run over each other. But then again, they have nearly run over each other once or twice already. Cody Kern is got Josh Kuhn tucked in front of him at the moment for Cody Kern there. He's chasing him down through the long looping right-hander of 16, 17, 18 and 19. Coming into turn 19 now, closing in on him, not being able to make it through. On the accelerator he goes. Coming into 20, the 23 machine. Is he going to be able to get it done this time around on that run up into turn 1? It looks like he got a bit of a better exit. Is Khan going to dive for the apex? He's got a long inside line if you really want to. Under the bridge we go. There's the move you could go in hindsight. He's going to overcook it. And through goes Cody Kern. I almost thought he was going to follow him off then.
Yeah, it looked like he was about to, but he was able to keep everything going okay. And now they're going to have a nice little duel going through the S's, which is not a spot you really want to try and go side by side, but you also don't want to overcook it like that, because that will not help.
No, definitely not. Cody Kern off he goes again. Kuhn ahead of him once more. Brandon McLaughlin's been off the side and came back on not long after. Trenton Kimmel has got Gara in and Trogdon. Trogdon there in that 33 machine. He's chasing down Sawyer Gara in that 54. Who is chasing down Mr. Kimmel in that 52. Through the long looping right-hander we go at 13 and 14. Seems to go on forever. Right the way round into 15 now. Have you worked out the copycat 35 bit yet?
Oh, I'm assuming it's... I just assumed that it was because half the corners are taken from other tracks.
You are correct. Well done.
Yeah.
Proud of you. You win a cookie.
Sweet. Is it a famous Amos?
It could. You might have to go and buy it. It could be whatever you want once you've gone and poured it. Saviano! It started with a kiss.
Oh, that was actually Dan kind of gives him a little smack there. I think Dan kind of lost it going into the corner.
Dan's back end did slide.
Yeah.
If you
it's hard to see because we got blocked by that
bridge
barricade, but right there gives him a little tap, and then yeah, that I gotta say I think that one might be on Dan there.
I think so. But Dan Michelle now leads the way. Noel Jakowitz, Andrew Chamberlain, Sawyer Gara in pit lane, Keith Spin in pit lane, Alex Witt is also in pit lane and still managed to come out inside the top 5. So great job from Alex Witt there as well. You may get a bump or 2 or 3. You're not going to see me, Terry, to bump me. How can you say you're going to bump me when you're not going to see me? I don't know. My confidence is very exuberating.
Yeah. Very, very, you're going to win. I like it.
Yeah, I'm just going to dive for the inside and I've watched enough of it to know I've got to use my bumper to move them to the outside. Let's just put it that way.
It'll be an interesting one then.
Oh, abso-blinking-looty. We're going to have fun while we're there at Martinsville. I do love it when Martinsville's on the schedule, though. Especially in the trucks. Oh, something about the trucks at Martinsville just gives me the shivers.
Well, it looks like Alex Witt took a pit stop there. I just realized, I was like,
yeah,
how did he drop
did.
4th?
Yeah, he went into the pits, but he still come out inside the top 5. That's the amusing thing. Saviano's in there, Kuhn's in there, Cody Kern's in there. Are you going to be that far back? No. You'll be able to read it on small print with binoculars, Terry. I'll be so far ahead of you. Oh, TJ! What have you been up to? Oh, dude, I would say you're sliding, but you are already starting to slide. You're going to slide even more. You're far too quick. And slide, lock, slide. There you go. And for TJ, unfortunately, just got that all a little bit wrong going around the final corner there. TJ is now wrapped in with Cody Kern. And TJ last pit lane on lap 11. Cody on 23. So Cody on fresh tyres, fueled up to the end. Should they make 12 laps, though, we reckon?
I think they'll make 12 laps. I mean, they've gone 23 to this point, so it's at least 12 laps was made to get to here, and I'm sure that people are just kind of now going in to sort of minimize the possibility of issues later on, but we'll have to see, I guess.
Yeah, Dan Michel's in pit lane. Where is Alex Witt? He's going to go straight past him. Dan is on his way out, but Alex is already going to be gone up the road. How far? We'll let it settle down just a minute. We'll give it a minute and let it settle down, and then we'll be able to tell you Dave Trogdon up 10 places, sitting in 6th for the moment. He has not pitted. There is few people that have not pitted. Jakowitz has not pitted. Jamelin's not pitted. Kimmel, Trogdon not pitted. TJ's not pitted, so he's going to go down even more. Rob Sizemore has not pitted. Who pitted on lap 18? Trenton Smith pitted on 18. Armand Brusso pitted on 23, so he's in sync and pitted with everybody here at the same time. But a few people have not pitted at the moment, and Noel Jakowitz and Andrew Jamelin are just coming into contact, but they're not as close as Trogdon and Kimmel.
Yeah, there's a nice little battle with Trogdon and Kimmel. See if Trogdon going to be able to hop up into P5. We'll have to see if... I don't think Trogdon has pit, but neither has Trenton Kimmel.
No.
So everyone behind them has, till Rod Sizemore.
Yeah.
Everyone else has pit behind them, so that could be a dangerous time that there's a good chance they're going to lose out on some places here.
Yeah, I don't know how many though, because it's not really taking them long. Fresh tyres. Please don't tell me you've spun up coming out of pit lane. Oh, he's going to shoot one, isn't he? Yep. Unfortunately for TJ, not a good look. Comes out of pit lane, overshoots one. Dive in from Kimmel. Trogdon somehow manages to carry on. He's either really saving fuel and tyres here, or he's going to run out very, very shortly.
Yeah, he's either the fuel whisperer, or we're going to see him get towed. I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, it's going to be one or the other, isn't it? Towed or whispered. And that as well with the tyres for Trogdon, because his tyres are got to be a little bit shredded. But he is still managing to keep going, so fair play to him. A few other people, Trenton Kimmel coming out of pit lane. Cody Kern already going through. He's chasing down Josh Kuhn. And Kern in that 23 machine. Chasing down Kuhn in the 83. And at the moment, both men doing rather well. I think you've got to give them props to a degree here. The fact that they've had 18, turn up still for a road circuit, and we've still got 16 going because 2 wimps chickened out, Terry. And I think that Kern's going to have that inside line. And so you've got to give them props to the fact that some of these are still running.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it could have been so much worse. I mean, we've seen some road courses where 8 people show up to drive it just because they don't want to have to deal with a road course. So the fact they got 18 to come out, and other than the 2 that just decided they didn't want to,
wimps. That's what
we're still going with those 16, and for the most part, having some fun.
Just wimps, the people that quit early. You know what I mean? Even though you probably had a fast repair remaining and something else, and then they just went and still quit out and chickened off and joined YouTube chat. And you're going to... Wow. You've just come from a very long way, Josh Kuhn, but he got the job done and cleanly. I think Kuhn and Kern are going to continue to fight, but I can tell you one thing, Kuhn come a very long way then.
Yeah, he did. And Bud kept the car under control, didn't hit him. It's well done, honestly. See if he's able to not overcook himself this time into turn 1. No,
they both did the same thing. That's the scary point. Kimmel's gone a little bit down the order due to this. Ooh, the slide was already kicking in. He's already roasted the tyres, and that skid mark that's led from the tyre exit right up to where he stopped is probably going to tell him his tyres are roasted even more. So unfortunately for Kimmel, he's all the way down the order at the moment in 10th place. Kern and Kuhn. Kern goes through this time on the run up into turn number 12. Gets the job done. Oh, both of them treating, just ignoring the sausage curb on the inside.
I mean, you don't really need to avoid the sausage curbs. Sometimes you want to get a little bump in your step. I wouldn't suggest it, as it can very much unsettle the car, but I'm up here not driving, so what do I know?
Absolutely. Absolutely indeed. Rob Sizemore's back in pit lane, unfortunately for Rod. But everybody else getting a little bit more spread out now. Cody Kern pulling away from Keith. Everybody has gone in and pitted. So the pit stop cycle should be done for a lot of people. 8 laps to go. Alex Witt 7.6 seconds out in front. Not really a lot we can say about this young man, is there?
Out in front. No, Jackowitz is in front. By 7 seconds.
Noel's not pitted. Sorry.
Got it. Okay. I was like, wait a minute. Neither is Trogdon. Trogdon's still going too.
Yeah, Noel is not pitted.
Impressive.
Sounds like someone's trying to get a rise out of someone. I don't know what you mean, Terry.
what he means.
No idea. Do you?
No, I don't know what he's talking about.
No, it's good to see the 16 cars running, isn't it? You know, the other two just packed up, took their ball and went home early.
There's Jackowitz heading into pit lane now. And I'm
Got a gaze
assuming
on the
Trogdon's
right.
not going to be far behind him.
What's the gaze on the right standing there with arms crossed, bald head, glasses on? What's all that about? Well, there we go. Alex Witt goes through. Dan Michelle in behind. Jackowitz comes in pit lane, going to get it stopped there. What about Jamie Lynn? Is he going to go through? Trogdon surely got to come in this time, I would have thought.
We'll see.
Ooh,
I'm with you. I
yes.
assume he's going to.
Yeah,
there he
he's
goes.
got to. Absolutely. But Alex Witt and Dan Michelle, 7 to go. Michelle looks quicker through that first part, though. Is he going to be able to hold on? Alex Witt now in the lead of the race, of course. Where did Jackowitz come out? Jackowitz come out in 3rd after pitting. So it does go to show how far they are spread out across the race circuit.
Well, and that's the thing. I was just going to say, Trogdon, I think he's only lost so far 1 position because he was in 5th. And 7 Nano went bast out, and Cody Kern just passed him, but he's on his way out. So, Josh Kuhn just got by, and Trogdon is now out. So they're going to be real close together. A little bit further back there.
Not as close as Alex Witt. Ooh, big slide. Steady. These guys going to hold it as we're going to be going into the final 6 now. Coming into final turn. Turn number 20, the left-hander. Witt's looking a little... Dan Michel's looking a little bit more confident in his car. Witt's a little bit slidey.
I don't think Witt took tires at any point. Like, we were talking about the fact that he couldn't have taken tires during the stage break. And then this pit stop was only 6.5 seconds as well. So I don't think he's actually swapped out his tires. I think he's still running on that first set. Whereas I think Dan Michel did take some tires on the stage break. So his tires are probably just a bit fresher. He did only have a 4-second pit stop. So he might, I think, like, he just took fuel for the second one, but his tires might be a little bit fresher than Alex Witt, so I think that's helping him a lot as well.
I think it is. Tires will be surviving, drinking cold beer, watching Trogdon show y'all how to save tires and fuel. So who is going to have the best tires at the end? Probably the one who put them on last, Terry, to be honest with you. I hope you're not expecting some scientific method or explanation as to who's going to accept tires. We do not get tire data sent to us. So unfortunately, it's not something I am able to answer, to be blatantly honest with you, young sir, at all on that one.
Just wild stab in the dark. Let's guess. I'm going to go with
Trogdon.
Anthony Savignano.
Savignano?
Savignano. There we go. Okay. Anthony Savignano. Mainly because he had a 14-second pit stop. Trogdon's was 4. So
Okay.
him taking 14.25 seconds for a pit stop tells me he had a little extra.
It does. It tells us he put tyres on. So there we go. 5 to go now. Doing one.
Actually, let's be honest. Terry W. Spainhauer probably has the freshest tires because they only had 3 laps of use.
You ain't wrong, Terry. You win. You've got the fresher tyres. And to be fair, yeah, I was going to go on. Where are you going?
I was gonna, they didn't even have to do the heat and scrape to see how much was used. They just looked at it and went, it's fine.
It's brand new.
They'll use them for next weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. Terry there. Getting... As these guys continue to fight, Alex Witt through the right-hander of turn 13. Double right, of course, 14 there. Under pressure, we're in the final 5 now. Dan Michaud tucked him right behind him. Is he going to be able to get him? It's all about tyre life between these two, and we think Dan Michaud has got the little bit of fresher tyres, unless he didn't change tyres either. Here we go. You're going to have to go to the hospital to get that ointment for that burn, Terry W. So, from Kenton on that one. As these guys come around the corner. 4 to go. Michelle and Witt still fighting out.
Yeah, I don't know if Dan's just kind of letting them sit, you know, sort of keeping position, which isn't a terrible idea, especially with, yeah, I mean, that run you can get up turn 1 along that straightaway. Ooh, well, I thought he was looking up on the inside there, but he did not go for it. But I mean, because you can get a massive run going all the way up to turn 1 there, get kind of a good inside look and try and make the pass there. But if I'm Dan, sitting back and sort of letting Witt lead, sitting just right behind him, you know, not trying to push yourself, but sort of forcing him to make a mistake there. But at the same time, just keeping everything under control, you open yourself to have a much better chance on those later laps. Whereas if he forced his way past early, then, you know, Dan or Alex Witt would have a chance to be able to fight his way back.
Yeah, Alex Witt almost got it a little bit sideways through the left-hander. Now we're going. Then we've got that long looping right-hander that seems to go on for absolutely ever. Terry has got spare tyres, but it's a good job they've got infinite tyres for this one, Terry, because you certainly didn't need them all anyway. So there we go. As these guys coming in to the left-hander in turn 19. Dan Michaud! Oh! I don't know what he was attempting there, whether or not that was a half-hearted move or no move.
Yeah, it looked like he was kind of making a move, but didn't really want to fully commit to it.
Big puff of smoke as he locked up in behind, but free to go over the line. And they are coming into more and more back markers. That's going to be TJ up in front of him. There goes TJ. Can he stay on the lead lap? Of course, our Daytona winner this season. Interview Trogdon, please. I'll only interview him if he jumps in, Terry. What would you like me to say? Is there something I've got to tell David? Can't interview him if you don't want to jump in, mate. These guys continue to fight it out with the final 3 through the left-hander up to run into turn 12. Do you think he's waiting, or do you think he just can't get past?
I think knowing Dan, he's probably waiting. And again, it makes sense because you make a move now and get ahead, well then Alex Witt's got 2 laps to try and bring you back in, and we, you know, the drive up to turn 1 is long and a great passing opportunity with that heavy braking. So if I'm Dan, just sit behind, maybe look at 2 laps to go, and then try and make for sure the move on with 1 lap to go. And after that, it gets a lot harder to try and pass as long as you're smart and not overshooting corners or anything like that.
Yeah. Into 3. There goes Michelle side by side. He's going to make it through. It's going to be a straight drag race down into 1. TJ's going to be there. He moves out the way. Dan could not get on the gas early enough. Michel, unfortunately, had to sit in behind. Final 2 now. He's pulled out. They're definitely gonna go and hit that. Dan Michel come from a long way back, forcing his way through, getting a bit of door rubbing. Job done. Witt's come back at him, nearly hit him. Through the S's they go. There was almost a slight little bit of contact there from Alex to Dan, and from Dan to Alex, to be honest. Oh, Sizemore's round again.
Sizemore not having a good day. But yeah, that was it was a bold move by Dan Michel, and Alex. Ooh,
big
gets
snap.
a huge snap out of that, and that's, I think, gonna put a little bit of an end to the duel there, as he's now opening. Was that almost 2 seconds? Just over 2 seconds now of space between them. So rather unfortunate for Alex Witt, as he led pretty much 90% of this race, but Dan just with slightly fresher tires, as I do believe he did have a longer pit stop that first time around, and that's going to be the difference maker right there.
Agreed. Absolutely. I think that's going to put the end to the race unless Dan has some dramatics. Through the left-hander we go. He's got one more turn, and it's going to be the final lap of the race. It's not been that bad.
No, it's pretty good.
Final lap we go onto the white flag. It's been palatable.
Yes.
I still don't like cars like this on road circuits, but there we go.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, it's been like just a plain cheese pizza. There are better options, but you'll still have it. It could have been worse.
Yep.
Like Brussels sprouts.
Oh, I like Brussels sprouts.
Yeah, but fair, fine.
They do make you have gas though. Quite a lot.
And Lachlan just straight cut that corner. Very, very little concern about that.
Is he going to shift it? Because Alex isn't 2.3 through the right hander. We've got about 4 turns to go. If you number them properly. McLaughlin's opened up the inside. There you go. Dan Michel goes through now the long looping right-hander. All the way round, holding on. Dan takes the shortest possible line over the curb on the inside. Through into turn number 19. Final run. He's just got to get it stopped. Checkered flag is going to be waving as they're going to be coming around that corner very, very shortly. But it is going to be Dan Michel who takes the win at the copycat 35. Over the line he goes, wraps up the victory. Alex Witt 2.2 behind him. Jakowitz has still got Jamelin coming at him, and they've still got 2 more corners to go. Is Noel going to be able to hold on? Oh, big cut from Saviano there in the background. Is he going to dive for the inside? I think it could be a free car run. Saviano's got the grip. Jamelin's going to hold on, but it is going to be Jakowitz for the 1-2-3 from the Bratwurst Club. Over the line they go. Then Saviano, Jamelin as well. And then behind that, we've still got Joshua Keefe, who has still got half a lap to go before he crosses over the line, dives up the inside of Gara. Gara sees him come in and says, "Carry on, dear sir."
I'll see you next week in the as you go all the way to our next race.
Funny enough,
it was a real deep drive.
Yeah, Sawyer sat in the car saying, "I will see you next Tuesday," as he just allows Keith to go straight through and says, "Thank you very much." Oh, Gara then got a big old snap and allowed Keith to go through, so that was anticlimactical.
Carmetic? Oh my god.
What?
I can't say words today. I was gonna say karmic, but could not get it out properly. A little bit of karmic retribution, sees him going ripping by and then stops, lets him fly through, then instantaneously has oversnap and loses the spot.
Yeah. And run out of fuel by the looks of it.
No way. Heavy cuts the corner. That is he gonna make it?
He has run out of fuel. Sorry, Cara did run out of fuel. Managed to make it over the line. Armand Brusso did not make it over the line. Or is that after the line?
I think that's after. I think he's good. I don't think he's gonna go anywhere now, though.
I don't think he did, you know.
He's at the end of turn 1.
Oh, hold on.
I think he just straight lines it. Oh.
I feel he may not like road circuits.
I don't know what you mean. Looks like he loves them.
Yeah, that impression just there. But let's go in our 3-2-1 order. We will have a chat with 1/3 of the Breakfast Clubs that's going to be joining us this evening, Mr. Noel Jakowitz. Noel, welcome in, mate. Third place, congratulations.
Yeah, probably about the longest 35 laps of my life. That was a lot of fun, but man, there was a lot of strategy going on.
You went quite long.
Yeah, so there I noticed the leaders peeled off. I was just going to stay in open air as long as I could so I didn't come up in any traffic. I could see further ahead. I could see further ahead on the relative. So I figured get the point for leading lap for sure. And then as soon as I started coming up on a group of cars or something, then dive in. That was really my only strategy. It mostly worked out, I think. I don't think the fuel load or anything did anything funky there, but that was the only reason for staying out there.
Yeah, you finished in third place, started fifth, you gained 2 places. You know, you led for 4 laps, which was great for you. But is NASCAR road something you enjoy?
I do, yeah. The car's a handful here. I think it's pretty unique. It's it's a brick on wheels, effectively. So it does take a pretty steady throttle and keeping the car under you. It's a lot of work, but it can be fun once you get the hang of it. But it's not pretty, that's for sure.
No, it definitely isn't. Well, Noel, thank you so much for joining us there, buddy. If anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
Yeah, you'll have plenty of more Breakfast Club guys. Shout out to AJ. God, he kept me on my toes. I had to basically hot lap that entire race to keep ahead of him. He definitely had more pace, but that was a hell of a race between us, and it always ends up that way in road courses. So it's always fun to race with him.
Man, well, thanks so much for joining us there, bud, and we'll look forward to catch up with you next week.
Yes, sir. We'll see you guys.
See ya. And then we're going to go into second place, the man who took the stage win. He led for 26 laps throughout this race. He couldn't lead for 9 of them. And unfortunately, he didn't take that victory. But he did get stage 1. So 10 points on the board before it even got to the end of the race. That's Mr. Alex Witt. Alex, welcome in.
Not one of my better tracks, so I mean, I'm happy with second. I knew it was going to come at some point, so it was just about trying to ward it off as much as possible. Definitely my weakest track for road courses, I think, so I'm happy with second. Yeah,
I think you're the difference in your weakest track to others at this circuit. I think you did rather well. There was a few that were struggling really, really bad. What is it about road that people can't get to grips of in NASCAR?
At least with this Cup car, it's all about temperature. There really isn't much tire wear. So, like, I didn't need to take tires for the whole race, but it's all about keeping the temperature out. So every little micro slide you do just gets compounded over the course of a race, more and more temperature. And then you have less and less grip. And so you're pushing to get more speed and you're losing more grip because you're pushing more. So it's a real cascading effect.
So how did you manage that?
Just trying to be as smooth on the inputs as possible. Didn't manage it as well as Dan, obviously, but that's the point to improve on. It's just trying to be as smooth as possible and keep from spinning the tires.
Okay, bud. Well, good rules. If anybody's listening for this week, listen to that one. Alex, thanks so much for joining us there, bud. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
Yeah, shout out to the Breakfast Club as always. Got Noel in here too.
Yep. second, you're the half, the second third of the Breakfast Club. We're going to finish off with Dan Michel as well. Alex, thank you so much, buddy. Look forward to catching up with you soon.
Thank you.
And now the final part of this podium is Mr. Dan Michel. That winner started in second, finished in first. He gains one place, and he only led for 3 laps. And it steals the win away from Alex Witt, who led for 26. But it's not where you are at the beginning, it's where you are at the end. And he came over the line in first. Dan, welcome in, bud.
Hi.
Hello.
Yeah, it was a rough race.
What the hell was that? Hi.
That was so weird.
I thought I was in an episode of ET or something like that. You know what I mean? Hi. Comes out the cupboard at me. Dan, how'd you tell us how you did it?
It was kind of rough. First part of the race, even just pacing, getting to the start finish at the start of the race, I got messed up because I was in second, and the car kind of started wheel hopping when I tried to make it through turn 20, so I had to catch it. Luckily, it didn't hit anyone, just went wide and then went back in position. But ever since then, my tires were just completely hot, and I had to manage my race from there. And it didn't help that I was getting spun, hit in almost every corner, but I managed to do it. There's a few bumps here and there, but yeah, it was rough.
And they were all from the same person. That's the thing, I think. As we sit up here and watch it, he seems to have a bit of a magnet for your back end.
Yeah, he was really bumping me pretty much every corner. He was better on the brakes, but then he started locking up and getting into me. He sent it and locked it up in turn 1, turned me around. Nothing crazy. When we got together in the S's, I got loose on the bottom because he had sent me wide after he sent it on the bottom again, and he sent me wide. I tried to keep it low, got loose, had to correct. I got into him. I mean, that's just the name of the game. But it sucks. But what happens? I mean, you're sending the car next to you all the time. It's gonna not work.
Yes. Eventually 2 into 1 doesn't go anyway. Let's be real about it. And you are going to end up making contact, and you did make contact quite a lot. But on the upside, you've come out in first place. He's come out in 5th. So, priorities. You won. He didn't. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go, bud?
All the Breakfast Club guys, Armin for being our owner, the GOAT, you guys for the broadcast. I mean, I was listening the whole time. It was pretty funny to hear you guys talk about the track and everything. So, yeah.
And bashing poor old Mr. Terry W. Spainhour, who chickened out and finished early. And
I did hear that.
Yeah, he had tyres for days. He asked the question, who's going to have the most tyres? We said he has, because he hasn't used any after crashing out on lap 3. But there we go. Dan, thank you very much, bud. We'll catch up with you soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Well, there we go. At least somebody listens to us and drives at the same time, Kenton.
Yeah, I mean, they all should. It's much more entertaining, let's be honest, especially on a road circuit.
Yeah, definitely on that. Greg and Mike, morning, mate. Late one, eh? Yes, stud. Yes, very late for me indeed. It's 25 to 3. So, Kenton, final word from you before I go to bed?
Very excited to head to the nice and warm Phoenix and, back on a track where track limits kind of exist, otherwise you go through a wall.
Absolutely,
it'll be a lot of fun. Turn left, go fast. That's all we need.
I agree, 100%. Well, guys, that's going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for joining us here as well for the BSC Admin Box Cup Series Season 11. We've got more coming up on JPB YouTube channel. Have a look. There's a ride on there till Thursday. There's radicals. There's all sorts going on and on that one. So come and check it out. That would be absolutely amazing. But I've been JP. I've been in the booth with Mr. Kenton Sportak. And as always, take care. Have a great week. And you never know, we might see you on the track sometime. Good night.